We are not going to sleepwalk into fascism. It's not happening, not on my watch. So what we need to do is show everybody that the smallest thing that you can do actually builds up, and if we all stand together we can make a big noise. And even though there's only a few of us here now, the next time we do it there'll be more, and on it goes. And the thing is, if everybody does this in every town in England, it's going to make a noise, and people are going to realise that they're not alone. And we're not alone. We're actually here showing the country that we are united as one. We've got a government that are quite happy to take payments from the Russians. We've got a government that are happy to do someone else's bidding, and it's all about profit. It's all about money. Now, I've been asked to read something because I do ramble, and rather than ramble on, it's better that I get the paper out and read it to you. Have we got the music? Is the music cued? Okay. Right, so I'll do my little rambling bit, but first of all, ladies and gentlemen, there appears to be a threat lurking, an apparent threat to our democracy. Everybody boo. Boo. Just like a pantomime. A threat to our freedom of movement. A threat to our diversity. A threat to our unity. It seems that the threat may be in number 10 Downing Street. Right now.
Boris
There you go, that's what I was asked to write. Now I wrote something. Let's see. If I rely on my memory, you're screwed. So here we go. This is what I wrote for you guys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming to take a peaceful stand against the corrupt government and their Russian backers. Taking a stand here in Liverpool, the finest city in the north of England, next to Blackburn, where I'm from. I'm kidding. Stop booing. I'm from Blackburn, Lancashire, where the pigeons fly upside down. Because there's nothing worth pooing on. Yes, I said it. Pooing. I nearly said the other word, but I held myself back. When I say pooing, I don't mean liver pooing. Check me out. Street talking lingo. I'm just not letting them Tory scallies think I'm a woolly back. I am no pullover. I mean pushover. I'm no pushover. And neither are you. That's why you're here today, to show them that you're not a pushover either. We're sick of being lied to. We're sick of losing jobs. We're sick and tired of and yet the Tories are dismantling the NHS. We need a government that works for us. They're supposed to, you know. They are. Oh yeah, but no. They do not. They are sneaky, underhanded criminals who want to take, and give nothing back. No more. They cannot go on with this lie that we'll be better off with a no deal. We had a deal. It was the best deal. Other governments looked all jealous when they saw us. I wish we had a deal like that. The UK was right there at the main table. Chooses to lose everything. Did you choose to lose everything?
No.
Did you choose to lose everything?
No.
No, you didn't. None of us did. The minority that voted didn't want this either. I say the majority. Who chooses to lose everything? What the flipping heck are we going to do about it? Well, we're doing it now, ladies and gentlemen. We're telling the other people of this country that we do not want to be divided. Because that's what they want. They want us divided. They want us fighting amongst each other. Don't pay attention to what they're doing. We must join together. So what if your nana voted for the Tories? Maybe she realised the error of her ways. Come on, Nana, join us. Did your mate heave the £350 million a week on the side of a bus for the NHS? It's okay, it's easy done. He didn't realise it was a lie. Come and join us. Maybe you thought Boris Johnson was a bit of a laugh and he might mix things up a little bit. Not realising that he's just a puppet for Dominic Cummings and his Russian backers. So join us at 3.5%. We're here for you. Just as you guys are here for the rest of your country. Let's show these Tory millionaires and billionaires how honest, normal people can stand up, get up, rise up, and be heard peacefully and with love. Because you know these fascists, you know what they really need? They need a hug. They've not had it. They've not had the love that we've had. That's why they're like that. All they need is a hug. And we can't even give them that, thanks to COVID. But what we can do is welcome them with open arms and say, look, we all make mistakes. Join us and let's keep the UK together, a united kingdom. I don't want to be just little England with everybody going off independently. So ladies and gentlemen, remember, no matter what, we will overcome. We will not let fascism destroy the UK. Solidarity, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to Liverpool. Thank you.
Oh, well. Here we have another doc having a go at old Boris. Oh, hang on, you've lost your microphone. Come on, I'm not one for silencing the doctors.
Not only talking to himself.
I'll happily...
What are you doing here, Boris?
Well, you said you were giving out free hugs. I was like, you know me, I like a bit of contact, as it were.
Nobody's hugging you, mate.
Well, you know, can't say I blame you. I mean, there's a lot of people that seem to have lost trust. A lot of talk recently about me being on the fiddle. I'm not quite sure that's about the money, though. But I thought I'd better address these concerns about me being some sort of wheeler-dealer. I'd hate for you to think that I was some sort of a Del Boy.
I know what you are, mate. You're not a Del Boy.
The rubles in my pocket. I'll pitch a Brexit with no plan. Cause if you love the Russians and you don't like questions, then Putin, I'm your man. Now where this all came from is a mystery. It's like I'm giving out these contracts to my friends for PPE. But here's the one that's driving me berserk. Why do all these fools think I do work? Come on, laugh up! You're all having fun in Brexit Britain. Here we go. Oh, please yourselves. Have the doctor back. Go on then, man. Give them what they want. They don't seem to want a hard man ruler.
No, they don't, and they don't want to like Brexit either.
No, fair enough. Well, please yourselves, off I go.
That's my mate, Holy Mole, and you'll find him on Twitter, at Holy Mole. Check out his videos. The guy's a nutcase. Right then, so who are we? We are the Concerned Citizens Coalition. And our aim is to unite disparate groups of individuals under the Merseyside United umbrella to challenge this corrupt government. This government was born from a coup within the Tory party, and it's a cancer which has taken over its host and is now in the process of killing our democratic structures and poisoning our society. They promise to be world beating, and they are, oh yeah, presiding over the highest death toll in Europe and heading for the highest fall in GDP. Did you know we're in the worst recession for 300 years? Yeah, you don't need reminding. From late lockdowns to PPE procurement, taking Russian money and not investigating Russian interference, algorithms, over individuals and handing contracts to cronies without tender or scrutiny. They don't represent us. I lost my place. They don't have our best interests at heart. So we say, Merseyside, united against them. Don't waste your energies fighting amongst yourselves. It's an indulgence that you can't afford. Save your energy for the common denominator here, this administration. Now, Erica Chenoweth did an amazing TED talk about how it only takes 3.5% of a population to overturn a government. And we only need a small minority and we can change the world with courage, passion and commitment. Just 3.5% of the population engaging in civil disobedience has never, ever failed to bring about change. In fact, non-violent protests are twice as likely to succeed as violent protests. And those engaging in a threshold of 3.5% of the population have never failed. In January, we're looking into the abyss of a no-deal Brexit and its dire consequences. The knowledge that this may coincide with a second COVID wave. 4 more years has never looked so long and felt so daunting. The time for change is now. You guys can be part of that change. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's more for me to read here, but we've got some fantastic acts today. And I'm about to introduce, I need to find it. Tim Arnold, what time have we got? Oh, we're alright, it's not ready yet, okay. So my name's Christopher Strange, and the background for this video came from a group of people concerned about their future. Concerned about the government's shambolic handling of the COVID crisis, and it's triggered us into action. Meaning that we've come from Bristol to be with you guys today. We travelled up last night because this is important to us, and I'm a full-time entertainer. I have not worked since February. And I've got every intention now to be a full-time protester. Because we... Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
I've decided.
Good.
I might have to learn my lines a little bit better, but that's alright. I'm new to this. Johnson and Cummins regime in Westminster was born from a coup, and we know that. Because I read that bit. They promised to take back control. And all they've done is taken more from us. They promised more money for the NHS, only to strip it bare and place it on the negotiating table. I spoke to my MP, Luke Hall, and he said to me, he promised, he said, the NHS is not on the table. No, it's not on the table, it's under the table. That's where all the deals are happening. And today they've passed a new judiciary bill to make sure that the judiciary cannot challenge what the government do. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's what we've got in this country. And I don't care whether you voted Leave or whether you voted Remain. I don't care whether you voted Tory, Labour, UKIP. Not bothered, not interested. I want you to look now, honestly, at what's happening in this country and ask yourself, did you vote for this? Most Brexiters, most people that voted, I should say, most people that voted Leave didn't vote for a no deal. And that's what we're going to be getting.
Exactly.
And anybody that still supports Brexit now and thinks that it's a good idea, well, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You need to check your facts. And once you've done that, come to us and stand with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honour to introduce to you an artist that I've only just been recently introduced to. About a week ago, I didn't know about this guy, and I watched his videos. I'm very impressed. He's a talented guy, he's got a beautiful voice, and he writes songs with meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together and make me feel welcome? Tim Arnold, everybody. And we met for the first time last night, and I've not been as impressed with a woman other than the time I met my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give a big round of applause for the MEP for Barnard Castle. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Julie Ward, everybody.
Thank you very much. I should just be really clear there. I was the Member of European Parliament for the northwest of England, from 2014, when I stood against the fascist Nick Griffin and kicked him out of the European Parliament. He destroyed the BNP then. And I stood again in 2019 last year, and we knocked Tommy Robinson and his fascists then. So, I represented 6 million people for 5.5 years. And I made many, many speeches during that time. Speeches at rallies, speeches in the European Parliament. I met presidents, prime ministers, foreign ministers, ambassadors, visiting dozens and dozens of countries all around the world as a proud British politician. But I'm here today with a very personal story. And it is a story about Barnard Castle. And it is a story about why I'm not moving on until Dominic Cummings has gone. Why is that? Because I ended up living in lockdown with my 90-year-old father in the town of Barnard Castle, which very few people had even heard of until Dominic Cummings decided to go and get his eyes tested. Well, that very weekend, it was Easter weekend, and I had said to my father, we are not going to be part of the problem, we are not going to be super spreaders, we will be super preventers. We will set an example. We will stay here in your one-roomed flat, in your sheltered housing accommodation, which is where I was for 4.5 months, sleeping on the floor of my father's flat. On the first floor with no access to the outside environment. I said, we are staying here. We will be part of the solution. We will not infect other people. So you can imagine my distress when I discovered that Dominic Cummings thought it was all right for having a day out with his wife in Barnard Castle, in the very place where I was, where I chose not even to venture outside the door. I was furious, and my 90-year-old father, who had never before written to his MP or councillor, he was in the RAF, by the way, so he is somebody who fought for this country. My father wrote to his newly elected Conservative MP, Dehenna Davison, she's called. She hangs out with fascists in pubs in Bishop Auckland. Find out about her. She's on Hope Not Hate's watch list. He wrote to Dehenna Davison, and she has not replied.
What a surprise.
But things for us as a family became worse, because my mother had been in a nursing home for 3 years. She had dementia, and the home was literally 5 minutes walk up the street from where my dad lived. And we were not allowed to go and visit my mother from the period where lockdown began until she started to die. And at that point, on June the 11th, we received a and in the nursing home they had COVID. My mum tested 3 times negative for COVID, but she had the symptoms. And I don't know how many of you know this, but 1/3 of the negatives are false negatives. And my mum's deterioration was largely because of the separation, of the fact that she couldn't understand what was happening around her. And my father's not being able to be with her has also meant that his life has really deteriorated. His health has really deteriorated. So I became one of the bereaved during the pandemic. And I'm not unique, and I think that's really important to remember. There are thousands of people who have lost loved ones during this pandemic, unnecessarily, because of the way that the government acts, because of its total inability in dealing with the crisis. Because when the other countries were warning that we were going to get COVID-19, where was Boris Johnson? He was delivering Brexit. He was making speeches in Greenwich that sounded like something from the Empire. He missed 5 Cobra meetings. He wanted power, but he didn't want to do his job. He's a part-time Prime Minister. And the Tory party actively seeded COVID into nursing homes by sending back old people out of hospital without testing them, and put people like my mum and her carers on the front line. He didn't care about any of us. So I'm angry. I'm one of the bereaved, and I am really angry. And Nazir Afzal, who used to be the public prosecutor for the northwest of England, he is also bereaved. He lost his uncle early in the crisis. He has got together with other bereaved people, and they are trying to pursue a legal case against the government for their failure to take care of its population. And Dominic Cummings' visit to Durham and to Barnard Castle is part of that evidence, because it was one rule for them and one rule for the rest of us. And my father and I obeyed the rule. We looked out for each other and for everybody else, and for the workers in the NHS and for the carers. But the government, the people at the heart of the government, thought they could do what the hell they liked. Well, we're angry, and we're not moving on until Dom is gone and until this government is out on its arse.
Yeah.
So, be angry. Use that anger. You know, I was never in politics until I got angry. Round about 2010, 2011. I got very angry. I got angry about the lies that the Daily Mail and the Daily Express were telling about my friends in Europe. I got really angry about that, because I had been working across borders with young people on peace projects, and I knew that the EU was a peace project, and I knew all about the opportunities it gives to our young people, and I was furious with the lies that were being told. about my citizenship as a European, and I'm still angry about that. We all need to be angry.
Absolutely.
We need to be truth tellers, but we need to do what Claire's done. And so I salute you, Claire, and I salute the young nurse who was speaking here before. I salute all of you who decide that you will stand up, make a stand, and take the empty space. Because what Mr. Bentall said is true. The fascists win by using democracy to undermine democracy. When we say, oh, politicians, they're all the same, so we'll stay at home and we won't vote, that's not what the fascists do. They rub their hands. They love it when you stay at home and when you don't engage and when you say politicians are all the same, because they have a plan. Well, we're on the march again. In fact, we never stopped, did we?
Nope.
We were still talking to each other and organising using social media. And now we're allowed out and we're going to be socially distanced in our campaigns and our protests. We are even more angry than before. So use that anger, claim that empty space, and let's keep remembering all the people who lost their lives needlessly during this terrible time. I remember somebody from the SAGE group, people who are advising the government, saying it'll be a good outcome if 20,000 people die. Well, we are nearing 50,000 and counting. And there probably will be a second wave. And we know who's responsible for that. So, today is COVID Memorial Day. Now, some of the organisers here didn't know that, but I think that's serendipity. I think that's meant to be that you organise today on the day when there's a national memorial for all the people who died during this pandemic. And there's a campaign to create a 60-hectare forest, a memorial space where we can tell stories about the people who died during this pandemic. We will not forget them. We will always hold them in our hearts, and we will stand up for decent, quality democracy, because that's what we need. Not pretend democracy.
Absolutely.
Not fake democracy.